Next, Theo Clement. Is he here?
He hasn't arrived.
Oh.
Does anyone know who he is?
Is there a Theo in the house?
Theo anyway?
Ted Clement?
Oh, I signed up under a fake name as a joke.
In that case, Jordan next.
This isn't my first one of these, and I wasn't worried until I followed Dean. That was magnificent, by the way. This first one is called Man Who Just Fell Out the Place, and it's about my teenage years. The face on the door was gob-soaked, the surrounding newsprint pinpricked by uncoordinated teenage dart throwing. We said we knew what we were protesting. Back then, that was enough. So Dutch lager spilled down our untucked shirts as Tom Robinson plucked up and countered with conviction. We were years late for that party. A phone number written in biro on lined paper was held over a candle we tried to use to boil a kettle. Self-sufficiency was not a skill we possessed, as we nailed jagged slices of carpet to walls, draped them over the windows as curtains, and the remains of post-it notes that we rolled up and tried to smoke. Yes, ties were loose and the pornography lay crumpled amongst the chip wrappers and horse blankets. So we pressed play on Carry On Behind and the essays and gigs and filmmaking, butchering, writing, science and dancing like Jeremy Clarkson with the laughing laugh of Jeremy Brett. The video was still in the player. Okay. Next one is called The Steps Around the Side. It's very new. So new I haven't typed it up. So, you know, it's probably shit. Stained fingernails are getting sentimental and far older and detrimental to whatever I should be reading, as I'm too busy. You're leading me years back, down, down, down the steps around the side, because you're in heels and we're out of light. Well, we were anyway before I felt the need to say and point and giggle to my new friends that this is where it would end, because that particular you and me turned out rather imaginary, and they never made it out of time beyond the steps and round the side. And this next one is longer, but will probably still be short because of the way I'm doing these. It's called Fat Pigeons. You took off your sunglasses to replace them with your regular specs, tiny naked eyes visible for seconds, an Oberlin-framed ice cream face, brown-white beak, Topper-Hedon-like as starlings do their spot-on mimicry of a cloud in a hurricane hurry. 100,000 tea bags ago, moppy-flop hair and eyes and battered sneakers with split sides, let in the drizzle while we tried to get a better look at the sheep after a night of Advocar and complaints. Yes, we knew all the stage directions, pushing sticky eyes to widen at dawn while we talked about beds we had as children. And blurring circle grows and shrinks just like the bottles it floats in, just like the deep green silk that ruffles roughly, argumentatively beside Constitution Hill. We're up against a breeze-blocked wall, sat in the doorway opposite Spa and the Angel near a freshly squeezed sun where you ignore me. Do you remember when you told me I was in Gentleman? You've gained weight, but it looks great. Autumn in 45 minutes on 4 sharp strings became Christmas for 3 years as hours shaped like mountains collapsed into the need for a scented candle with a bursting slap and pop of pebble and foam and gods and detectives and emperors, and my dressing gown, which might still smell of her. It's May and the heating is on and always will be, never again, as the Wi-Fi is shut off and the tape unstuck from the wall and floor, so a flaccid cable tickles a cupboard door, while I tell my mother and father that yes, I feel weird, and I add this to the epilogue that might just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on until entropy or absolute zero or plain old shadows sweep up dust into smaller dust so that everything is new or nothing is left. Let's move on.